Hey guys, welcome. I thought I would be on today at 10 o'clock. It is 1 minute early, and here we are engaging, diving in. And I've got a lot of people that text me since the last one and said, when are you doing the next live? Because I have a bunch of questions. I think the biggest questions I get is where to knock, what to wear, what to carry. I filmed a bunch of those videos. There's going to be hitting live. But as you jump on, I want you to ask whatever questions you have. And then I want you to take what you learned today and get out and apply it. Because once you apply this and start seeing how it works, you're going to realize that door to door is by far the very best method to get into real estate, period. Now, I want to explain a little bit more about that and why. So, as you think about real estate right now, how many people are doing cold calling? And what is your response? Whenever you call someone and you pick up the phone and they say, hey, this is Duane with EXP, and you start asking them real estate related questions, oftentimes your people from Mojo or whatever dialer you're using, RedX, the information's wrong. You've got the wrong name, you've got the wrong phone number, you've got the wrong address. And so that immediately turns them off. They already think you're a telemarketer. And let's be honest, when you guys pick up the phone and you hear someone announce themselves as said company, what is the first thing you think? You think telemarketer and you're ready to get rid of them. So that is very easy to hang up on someone too, because you don't have to feel bad. You're like, telemarketer, no thank you, click. Whereas when you're standing face to face with someone at their door, it is so much harder to say not interested and close the door in their face. So also when you're face to face, you're able to interact with them directly. You're able to talk to them. You're able to bring your personality in. You're able to ask questions. You're able to engage. You're able to talk about the neighbors. You're able to get so much more time. So if you think about door to door versus any other type of prospecting, by all means, this is the very, very best type. And the other reason why is because no one does it. It's hard. So a couple of you guys that jumped on, please comment any questions you have. That's the main purpose of me being on today, is to answer questions. But as we dive back into this, you think about how many people knock on doors and what the response is. I don't ever get, oh, there was a door-to-door realtor here last week. Oh, there was one here last month. It's something that you never get. So key factor of all of this is that you're the one that can impress them, shine, do things that other agents don't. You stand out and you're able to connect with them directly. And here's the cool thing. You're not going for an appointment. You're going for a close because you are in front of them already. Whereas on a cold call, and not only do you get a very low response rate on a cold call, whereas door knocking, I can see who's home. I can see what garage doors are open. I can see what bikes in front of the steps. I can see a lot of different things. So I know when people are home, lights on, all those type of things. So I know which doors to knock on. But with cold calling, you can call for 8 hours and talk to 5 or 6 people. And if that's how much time you're spending, oh my gosh, wasted time like crazy. But let's say you get somebody on the phone and they're like, yeah, we're interested. You're scheduling an appointment. Out of those appointments you schedule, how many of those actually show up? How many are there and eager to hear from you? Can you close people cold calling? Absolutely. But here's the cool thing. When I knock on a door, I'm already at the appointment. I just need to be able to impress them with my knowledge, the ability that I have to outperform other agents, and I can take a listing right then. So quickest I've ever done is I knocked on a door. I had a lady under contract within an hour and a half of meeting her on a purchase and then listed her house the very next day. And so that's an immediate, $30,000 I made by knocking on a door. I've had multiple of the agents that I coach be able to do the exact same thing. So if you're looking to get quick business, get in front of people you can close right now and make sure you're connecting with them right in face to face and putting your smile out there, engaging with them, helping them understand that you are better than anybody else out there. So we've got some people on here. Hit me with your questions. I would love to dive in and answer any questions and make sure that I'm providing value back, because the biggest reason I'm on YouTube is to provide value back to you guys. I've done door-to-door sales for over 15 years now, and I've done it in all different kinds in different cities. I've sold different things door-to-door. Real estate is by far the easiest thing I have ever sold door-to-door, which you wouldn't think so because it's such a big ticket item. But honestly, people are genuinely wanting to buy and sell real estate. They just don't know who to use. So, other common questions I get. So, where to knock? I would definitely look at knocking in areas where there's a lot of turnover. You can use a radius tool on your local MLS and pull up different areas that have a lot of turnover and search but the last 60 days. See how many homes have sold the last 60 days. Then look at your goals. I want to close 5 deals in the next 30 days. So out of those 5 deals, how many homes need to sell in said neighborhood where I'm going to be knocking in order for me to be able to reach my goal? And if you're looking to close 5 deals, I would say you need to be finding an area where the 20 deals a month are closing. And if you're good, you're going to capitalize on a third of those. It's way doable, way doable. So when I stopped knocking doors, which I haven't knocked doors in 5 years, because I was able to build up a business big enough in 2 years to close $30 million a year in real estate and all repeat and referral business. So you guys see how good this works. But bottom line is when I finished knocking doors, I was closing every 7 doors I would pick up a listing. So that being said, it's way doable, but I would set your goals at a third as you get started into this, but find where there's enough transition, you're going to be able to engage in that. Okay. So condos, townhomes, high turnover rates, get them to upgrade. You're always wanting to upgrade. If you're getting into areas where they're saying, this is my forever home, you're in the wrong spot. Get out of there, right? If they're in their forever home, chances are it's going to be a nicer home. It's going to be harder to sell. There's going to be less buyers. And it's hard to get people to move out of those type of subdivisions. So make sure you're getting in areas where you're going to be able to have the turnover and get to that next level. Okay, guys, questions. Hit me with questions. If not, I'll just keep going on different things that provide value back to you guys. I just did a video on what to carry door to door. Anthony said, hey, Duane, about to go door knocking for the second time ever. Very nervous, but I'm going to just do it. If I want to start seeing results, how many conversations should I have a day at least? Anthony, great question. So conversations wise, in order to get a contact for me is you need to ask them, have they ever considered buying or selling real estate or investing in real estate? That is a contact. So that counts as a conversation. And at that point, you need to be having 250 a week. So it depends on if you're working 6 days a week, if you're working 7 days a week, if you're working 5 days a week. My rule of thumb is 5 days a week, 50 contacts a day. So if you will continuously do 50 contacts a day, 5 days a week, there's no way in heck you won't have more money than you know what to do with. And, I have people that don't even know how to knock doors. I've had a lot of people off YouTube reach out to me just from what I've taught them on YouTube that are closing deals door to door, just from some of the scripts and stuff that I've taught. If you haven't signed up for my door to door boot camp, it's $49. Go to my website and sign up for it. It'll be the best $49 you've ever spent. And then the question-based selling course, Anthony, if you haven't gotten that will help you a ton. It's $299. So all cheap courses, but those will help you astronomically to get where you need to be with the next steps. And if you're new or if you're not where you're at on the real estate side, the coaching programs that we do, it's the cheapest education you'll ever get. All you need to do is sell one house to cover the coaching for the year. And we have countless people that are already closing 10 times more than that since they've been in coaching. So yes, that's how many contacts you need to have, conversations you need to have. So proud of you, dude. Great job getting out there and hammering down on knocking doors, regardless if you know what you're doing. So great job, Anthony. What to carry when you go door to door? Any other questions? Just hit me up on here. As you're going door to door, you guys, don't take business cards. Don't take pamphlets, flyers. Go and knock and provide value to them just from your mouth. Help them understand what you value you provide, what knowledge you have. Be an expert in the area. Know what homes you're selling for. Know exactly how long days on market are. Know how much homes were when they bought them in the area. So if you're in a condo community that is 5 years old, know what they sold for brand new. Know what they're worth right now. Know how much equity they have. Don't ask those questions to people because it makes it look like you don't know what you're doing as a real estate agent. Now, as you have the knowledge and background to be able to talk through this with people, that will help you to be able to become the local expert. You don't need a CMA. You don't need to hand a market analysis update, different homes that have sold in the neighborhood to those people. Because when you do that, guess what? You're a flyer person, and they don't want to have a flyer person at their door. They want an expert. So one thing I do carry with me, and I'll have them in my back pocket, is a magnet. The magnet's very small like this. It's shaped in the form of a house, and it will, have all the city numbers on it. It'll have a lot of good details that they want to keep, that their kids will use, like police, fire, poison control, ambulance services, dispatch, schools, libraries, rec centers. All of the important numbers of your community will be on that. Plus, my ugly mug's on there. It's going to have my name and phone number. I can't tell you how many deals I have closed just off having those magnets. So get rid of business cards, you guys. They all go in the garbage, and make sure that you are carrying something that's going to provide value back to them and something they're going to keep. All right, guys, what other questions do you have? Trying to think of some other big things as you look at real estate in general. The biggest thing that I could give advice to you guys is to continue to go out and prospect. Prospecting is where you make all of your money. Please don't be writing, offers, writing exclusive right to sell agreements, writing buyer broker agreements. Don't do addendums. Use a transaction coordinator, you guys. They range between $199 to $495. It's the most expensive I've seen. Have them write your offers. They write so many offers. They're good at it. They're licensed agents, and it frees up all of your time. You're not waiting for people to respond back to you. You're not waiting for buyers or sellers to connect with you and say, oh, we've signed it, we've sent it to the other person. It frees up all of your time. So make sure that you are just out hustling and getting more people in front of you. And then know your goals. As we talk about real estate goals, you should know how many you need to close in a year. Break that down per month, break that down per week, then break down how many contacts you're doing to be able to hit those goals. So Fresno and Clovis Living just sent a question through. We just opened escrow representing a buyer knocking around the neighborhood near the house. That's a phenomenal idea. Yes. So especially if you're in the California market where the weather is perfect, I would definitely get out and knock every door within 5 blocks, because you could say, hey, we just put this house under contract. These are the details. This is what it went under contract for. This is what the market's doing. You become a local expert through the roof, because you're proving that you're already the one representing agents in that area. And from my experience, like I said, my first year in knocking doors, first month in knocking doors, I put 10 under contract all in the same area. So make sure that you're connecting with everybody you possibly can, because there's a big bandwagon effect. Once one decides to list with you, or knows that you know the area, they're going to follow that person, and they're going to continue to use people that they feel like are already working in the neighborhood, know the neighborhood, have other homes in the neighborhood, bringing people to the neighborhood. And so, yes, for sure, make sure you're knocking all the way around that. Love that idea. I think that's a great idea. In general, you guys, knocking doors is the very best idea that you could possibly come up with if you're going to get your business to that next level. So as we go back to goals, we go back to, just you accomplishing. I don't know how many of you guys do vision boards, but I would say to get a vision board, have on there exactly what you want to accomplish this year. On my vision board, I have pictures of Croatia. I have pictures of number of doors that I want to buy from real estate transactions. I have a picture of a cabin. I have amount of money I want to make, how many coaching clients, how many, all these different things, how many people I want on the team that's across the US, because now we can take on anybody in the United States to add to our door-to-door real estate team. And so have all these as set goals, and then go out and work hard to accomplish them. Remember, you have to go hard at whatever you do, or you will not succeed. And don't ever, ever put a goal on your board that you're not going to accomplish. Because guess what? Door-to-door is not the funnest thing to do. It's not something you jump out of your car and go, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to go knock on a bunch of doors and to have rejection. No one loves to contact. Cold calling, sphere of influence. I mean, no one really loves to get told no. But If you can break it down to how many no's do I need to get before I get a yes? How much is that yes worth? In reality, if you break this down, most people that are knocking doors right now in my programs are making $800 to $900 an hour knocking doors. And so I ask you guys, Anthony, would you knock doors for $800 an hour? If I came and hired you and said, hey, I'll give you $800 an hour, I want you to go knock doors, would you do it? And any of you guys that are on there, would you do it? Would you go knock doors if someone offered you $800 or $900 an hour? And if the answer is yes, get out and do it, because you could make a heck of a lot more than that. I know it's very capable to get up into the tens of thousands of dollars per hour if you get out and knock doors. If you can pick up a listing every day or a buyer every 2 days, you're making $10,000 plus a day to go out and pound doors. You guys, I'm telling you, the prospecting is real. You just have to get out there and have faith in the process, learn your systems, learn your scripts. I did a video yesterday that'll be coming about what top realtors do as far as for practice. And I think that's huge. You've got to make sure you're practicing your trade. You've got to make sure you're spending a lot of time investing in yourself to help get yourself to that next level by role playing, by studying, by talking to yourself in the mirror. I know that sounds ridiculous, but just giving your pitch in the mirror, and then think through it. Think through what you said, how you said it, how your body is, your mannerisms, what you're thinking, what you're saying, and then are you doing a good job? So if you're not, change what you're doing. And notice you've got to really work on your tonalities, because you can't just have the same tone and go flat across the board and be interesting to talk to. Make sure you're increasing your tonalities, slowing them down, just really engaging with the client as if they were a best friend to you, and that you are animated as you talk to them, because people love people that are happy and animated and excited. Got another question here. When doing door to door, should we leave a business card or something if we get a no? So I just went over that, but I'm going to answer it again. Juan, what country are you in? I know you're in out of the United States, but the answer is no. Don't take business cards with you. People just throw them in the garbage. Always give them something of value. And so I'm going to take them like a magnet that has all of the interesting city numbers: police, fire, ambulance, poison control, that type of stuff. Sweet. I love Spain. I went to Barcelona, and it was beautiful, beautiful area. Super, super clean. I was blown away by how cool it is there. Says people buy houses to keep them for a lot of years, or 30 years or more. So I would tell you in Spain, there's still transition areas. Everybody doesn't buy it. My guess is everybody isn't buying their forever home, their first house. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say they're probably getting into a starter home and then moving into that 30-year plus home. So I would look for people that are getting into more of a starter home, and that's where I would get my focus. Here in the United States, the average transition on a home is about every 5 years for a home, 5 to 7. Condos are 3 to 4. So get in areas where there are high turnover rates. Jacob, would love to hear your thoughts around knocking when it's raining, when it's sub-freezing, knocking in the mornings. Jacob, great question. So honestly, don't make an excuse for yourself, because if you say, I'm not going to knock when it's hot, I'm not going to knock when it's raining, I'm not going to knock when it's cold outside, I'm not going to knock in the mornings because no one's home, you're going to talk yourself out of knocking, period. And one thing I can tell you, I've knocked in the rain. I've knocked in 30-degree weather. I've knocked in snow. The more you get out and hustle when people aren't expecting you to be hustling, the better results you're going to get. So, Jacob, where are you at? Where's your market? But yes, you definitely want to get out. We're in Utah here. I've had a lot of people get out and knock in, 20-degree weather. It sucks. I'm going to be dead honest with you. It sucks. Wear good thermals underneath. And try to get into houses. And quite honestly, most people will invite you in because they do not want the cold air to be coming into their house. So Chicago gets freezing cold. That's where you're at, Jacob. Definitely get to where you're presentable, to where they want to invite you in. Just say, hey, I'm working with a lot of people here in the neighborhood. I bet you've never seen a real estate agent out here knocking in 20-degree weather. It's because there's a lot of people looking to buy. And I'm an aggressive agent that helps find people homes when they're looking. Have you ever thought about buying, selling, or investing in real estate? And that's going to be my pitch, even to the cold. Bring it up first. Hey, it's freezing. But the market is crazy good right now. Even if it's a buyer's market, it's still crazy good. If it's a seller's market, it's still crazy good. You guys, there's tons of real estate to be had. You just have to engage in and do it. That's the bottom line. It's all right here. It's right here. Whether you're going to sell real estate at a high level, it all starts right here. Do you have the mindset? Are you ready to dive in, engage, and close people? That's really what it boils down to. Because if you look at the MLS, your local MLS, go look at how many homes sold yesterday. Were you one of them? And if you weren't, why? Because people are selling real estate. Houses are coming on and off the market. Are you going to be one of those that is getting a paycheck for doing so? If you're not, fix it. What do you need to do to fix it? And then what are you going to do as far as setting goals and strategies and pushing to that next level? Because in reality, that's what it boils down to, is pushing harder than anybody else. Right now, in a lot of markets, real estate agents are going out of business left and right. I love it because the guys that are and gals that are working harder and have more education and doing things others won't are thriving. So it's a phenomenal time to be in real estate, you guys. It is so, so good. I put 7 under contract the other day. In one day, I put 7 homes under contract. So it's not something that's super hard to do if you engage and get out and just start working and connecting and, just making things happen. You will make things happen. It is so doable. What other questions do you have? There's quite a few people online now. Love to answer any other questions you guys have. But I think the mindset is massive. Your goals are massive. And what you're willing to do to succeed is incredibly important. So Jacob, if you're going to go knock in the rain, take an umbrella and, help people see that. If you're knocking in the cold, make sure you got a big scarf on, you've got thermals on underneath, you're warm, wear good snow boots to where it's comfortable for you. But just consider one thing I want everybody on this call today and that's watching this video today to remember. If you're knocking doors, that needs to be your office. You need to treat that as if they are walking into your office that day and that they're wanting to be closed. So as you get into the office, which is door to door, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, make sure you're comfortable, dress accordingly, and then get out and expect people to want to hear what you have to say and then close them. So treat each door as if you are at your office and they're walking into your office because they want to transact in real estate. That is the mindset you need to have. And you need to be that confident in your ability to perform, your knowledge, your skill set, all of those things, because they will see that, they will read that, and they will know who they need to deal with if you've got the right mindset. Okay. So make sure that you're building that confidence level up and that you can close. I talked about this on the last live that I did. The confidence formula is purposeful, the know-how first. You got to have the know-how, how to knock doors, what questions to ask, what scripts to use, all of those different things. You've got to have that, number one. So have the know-how, then you got to have purposeful repetition. As you continuously do it over and over and over and over again, that is going to help you a ton to get to where you're confident in saying those things and you know what to say and where to take the conversations and how to get there. And then you got to be aware of improvements. So you constantly have to be changing what you're saying if you're not doing it right, if you're losing people in a certain direction, if you ask the wrong question, it leads you down a rabbit hole. If you let them take control because you ask a question you didn't know the answer to, valid point, never ask a question you don't know how they're going to answer. Okay. And so once you have the purposeful repetition each and every time, that's going to build confidence. Once you have confidence, you're going to thrive as real estate agents and you're going to be closing deals. I don't think you have to have a crazy skill set if you go out and do that consistently every day and hit 250 contacts a week. I've got people on my team that are, closing left and right because they are, sorry, calls are coming in. They are just getting out and doing the hustle. And that's the important thing. Come and learn, get on my team, role play with our group, come to coaching, jump onto my website, check out some of the seminars that we do, get the know-how. Once you have the know-how, get out and practice it. Call me with stuff you're running into. Text me, shoot me an email. I want to see you guys succeed. Okay, guys, I haven't had a question for like 5.5 minutes. What questions can I answer for you guys that would help you move your business up just the next step today and help you sell more real estate? My boy in Spain says, then we have to ask the person at the door if it's the homeowner of the place. Is that not useful? I never ask people if they're the homeowner because I expect them to be the homeowner. Now, if you're knocking in an area where it's all renters, get in a new area, right? Get in a new place. But typically, I expect them to be the homeowner. And so I just ask them, have you ever thought about buying, selling, or investing in real estate? Because that's going to cover that question. If they say, no, we're just renting here, cool. How long have you been renting? And at that point, you're going to continue forward talking to them about the benefits of buying. How much do you pay for rent? Okay, out of that amount they said, whether it's $1,500, $2,000, how much of that goes in your own pocket? How much of that will give you value back in the future? And most times they're going to say no, none of it. It's all going to benefit the landlord. Cool. If I could show you how to make $30,000 to $50,000 a year, every year, making the same payment you're making right now, would you consider it? And that's my go-to question, so I can dive in and then start moving forward with question-based selling and helping them understand what the next step is. Anthony, so I mentioned yesterday I'm having a hard time finding townhomes to knock. I decided I'm going to a single-family home today. Should I expect a lower turnover rate in comparison to townhomes? In reality, no. I mean, if you're getting in starter homes, what's your price point in Chicago? Your home values, are you sitting right around the $400,000 mark for a single family home? That would be my guess. I would get into something that's going to be around that starter home level. And then, yes, you should have turnover because there's plenty of people that is not their forever home. So as you get into those single family homes, you should have plenty of turnover that they're going to be upgrading. And you're in PA. I've got an agent in PA that's actually on my coaching and in my real estate team. He's knocking single family homes, having a great experience. So yes, I know it works in PA without a doubt because he's doing really, really well with it. He's getting over 250 contacts a week, and he's picking up business simply by going to single family homes. He ran into the same problem that you're running into, Anthony, with a lot of the townhome communities being no soliciting or gated. So Jacob, you mentioned the other day about not doing listing paperwork until you have them under contract on a buy. Can you elaborate on that strategy? What do you do for listing presentations? Guys, so yes, let me ask you a couple questions. If you were a person wanting to sell the house, if I came and I sat down with you and I started going over all the things you need to do to prepare your listing, I started going over everything that we're going to do to get your house ready for pictures. I'm going to have you sign a contract and just all the legality things of listing. How excited are you at that point? So what I always do is I go after the buy. So when I talk to them, they're like, yeah, we're thinking about selling. Cool. What are you guys looking to buy? And as we walk them through the process after we've, gone, and that's not going to be my first question, by the way, what are you guys looking to buy? We're going to walk them through a whole bunch of systems of why now is the best time to buy and how they're genius for making that decision, whether it's a buyer's market, seller's market, any of those. You're going to close them on their idea that they are absolutely genius for wanting to do it now. After you've got them to that point, get them looking at houses. Now, the reason I ask you that is once you start looking at something new and shiny, you get super excited and you're ready to buy it. Think about it. Anything in the past year that you guys have wanted to buy, once you start looking, how long does it take before you actually purchase it? Whether it be a new car, whether it be a new laptop, a new phone. As soon as you start researching and getting engaged and looking at something, you get excited. And once you get excited, game over. They're going to buy it. So that's where I go into the purchase. If they're excited about a new house, let's start showing them houses. And I even go $20,000 to $30,000 over what they mentioned. So they say, hey, I want a house that's $500,000. I'm probably going to look up to $550,000. And I'm going to get them excited about a purchase. Once they get excited about a purchase, they start getting into houses through my showing assistants. That's when it's super easy to take the listing. So then you can go back to them. We write the offer. They sign a buyer broker agreement at that point. And I use that as something that's different about me. Hey, most real estate agents are going to make you sign a contract and they're going to have you locked in for a year. It's not something I do. I'm going to work hard enough to earn your business. And if for any reason I am not giving you the customer service you want, you can cancel at any point. How does that make you feel? They're going to love it. So most agents are not going to give you that opportunity. They're going to make you lock into this contract and you're stuck. So, and then I ask them, how many people do you think I've lost? And every time they go, probably none, because you have to work really hard to make sure that doesn't happen. It's like, exactly. Isn't that what you expect out of an agent? Like, oh yeah, for sure. And so I automatically win their business right there by doing that. Then I move forward to the next step, which is let's get you seeing houses. I'm going to hire a showing assistant to show you houses because I want to make sure I'm giving you the best service. I can get you into any house within an hour and a half of you wanting to see it. Once you decide that you like the house, I'm going to follow up with you. Or every house you've seen, I'm going to follow up with you regardless whether you like it or you don't. See what you thought about it. I'm also going to get an update from my showing assistant that tells me everything about the house. When I call them, I say, hey, Hickamore Street, I heard that you did not like the garage, but you liked the rest of the house. On Cherry Lane, I heard that you absolutely love the backyard and the rest of the house was beautiful as well. That's your favorite up to this point. And then I'm going to start asking them the questions. So do you feel like that checks all the boxes? Tell me what you loved about it, especially compared to other houses. And then I'm going to start getting them to walk through that. Let's talk about writing an offer. If we could get this, if it's listed at 500, if we could get this for 495 and then pay your closing costs, would you consider that? So start walking them through the process. But once they decide they're ready to buy that house, it's game over. Write the offer, get it under contract, and then go ahead and list their house. And guess how easy that listing appointment is? It's already done. They know they need to sell the house to get the new one. Guess what? They're going to even be aggressive on the price because they know they have to sell it in order to close this other house. So game over, you guys. At that point, the listing appointments are the easiest appointments in the world. And if it sits for 5 days and we have not gotten an offer, guess what? That's the easiest price reduction method you'll ever get as well. She's like, hey, we're going to lose this other house if we don't get yours under contract. We're getting a bunch of showings. I'm doing everything that I can to get traffic there. You've had 20,000 views. We're marketing on all these websites. We've done an open house. We've done this. We've done that. The biggest thing that we can do, you guys write this down. I'm going to give you 3 things to get a price reduction. There's 3 things we can do because I know that I've done everything on my side as far as the marketing. You've seen me out knocking doors all the way around your neighborhood. You've seen how many views we're getting. We're just not getting offers. So there's 3 things that can happen. Number 1, we can pick up the house and move it to a different location. Is that realistic? No, it's not. Okay. We can remodel the house. Do you want to go dump a bunch of money into it to be able to get what you want out of it? Most people don't. They don't want to take the time. And if they're under contract on another property, they're not going to take the time. That's number 2, which is not a realistic option. And then number 3, the next thing they need to do is simply lower the price. And I give them those 3 options every time they go for, hey, let's drop the price. How much do you think we need to drop it? I typically drop in $10,000 increments. And, and I say, hey, let's drop 10,000. Let's see what that does. We need to get showings. We need to have so many showings going through to get offers. And then you continue forth on the process. So a couple more questions. Quan, so the idea is getting the exclusive contract in the first and only visit, first knock. This is quite different. They're difficult to believe in Barcelona. So, you don't need to get, no, I'm not saying you need to get your contract signed in the first visit. That happens. I put people under contract in the first visit, meeting them, but I'm not telling you to go after that. Go win their business. Now, if you can help them find a house they want to buy in the first visit, great. If it takes 3 or 4 visits, that's fine. Don't make them sign a contract in there until they are ready to transact. So I know it will work. It's worked all over the world. I've got people in Australia that are following my systems and programs. I've got people in London that are following my systems and programs, all over the United States. But I've got someone from Singapore that is in my coaching program that's using these same methods and systems. So you guys go out and win their business first and then get them to sign a contract. Do not push contracts on anybody. It will not get you anywhere. Jacob, in PA, it's a seller's market. And he asked, in seller's markets with additional offers to compete, how do you get the home under contract with a contingency? So you have your finance and appraisal contingency, right? And so you can use that, and you don't necessarily have to go after, contingent upon the home to sell, because if they don't sell, they can't afford to buy the house in some cases. So if you just use your finance and appraisal contingency in some of those markets, you get away with that. We've done that quite a few times and just back out, but you have to get crazy aggressive with your listings to get them sold super quick. You can also do some methods in which you help them understand and make it worth it. Hey, I'm going to do $5,000 in non-refundable owner's money, and that is gone after a week if we don't have our house under contract. Put in some methods in which people feel super comfortable going with you regardless of where you're at. So, and then the other option is, hey, in this market, it's so crazy, people won't accept a contingency. We need to get looking for you a house, but we need to get your house on the market at the same time so we can say it's under contract. Cool thing about that is we do a contingent upon you finding a home to buy. That way, if we don't get you under contract on the house you want to buy, then you don't have to sell your house. But at least we'll have it under contract. We'll be able to move forward with our offer and saying, hey, we're writing this offer. We already have our house under contract. It's going to close this date, and we'd love to make it simultaneous. So you can run that route as well. That help, Jacob? All right, guys. What other questions can you think of? What other things can I answer for you? Been on about 35 minutes here. Please check out my website, reald2d.com. And you guys jump onto some of the training courses that we're doing. If you're interested in really getting to the next level, I would love to get you guys in role play sessions, coaching. Watch the role play that I do on YouTube. It's over an hour. We do that every week. And we really get deep into the sales cycle and how to say what to say and when to say it. And it helps people to sharpen that tool up to where they can get where they need to be super quick. So, all right, guys, I'm going to give you just a couple more chances to ask another question or two. Jacob, appreciate all your questions. Quan, thanks for your questions. Anybody else have questions out there? Anthony, thanks for shouting out to us and asking questions as well. Any other questions you guys can think of? Biggest thing is I'd love to hear how you guys are doing. I'd love comments on all the pages on YouTube about how many doors you've knocked, what your success rates are, what systems you're trying, what systems are working, and how it's building your business up. So guys, take the time to give me some feedback. Anything else that you guys want me to record a video on, experience training, that kind of stuff that would help be beneficial to you guys, please let me know. I'm a phone call away. I'll throw my number in the chat. I'm also going to throw the website in there if I didn't already. But yes, check out all the different things that we got going on, and look forward to working more with you guys and helping you get to where you need to be in your real estate business. So any other questions? Last chance. Any other questions that I can answer for you guys? Remember, we've got the live door-to-door course coming up next week. It's $49. If you go to my website, go down to the bottom where the question-based selling course is, and go to the left-hand side, and it's the live course. It's $49. Quan said, I would like to special on condos door-to-door. Yes, you should specialize on condos door-to-door. That would be phenomenal. And if you can specialize on condos, townhomes, and get them to upgrade. What's your average price point, Quan, in Spain for condos? I'm going to guess and say you're probably around 300 euro, 300,000 euro. Hey, nailed it. Right on. Sweet. So that being said, if you're selling a $300,000 place and you're helping them buy a $450,000, $500,000, it's an $800,000 transaction. And you guys, that's a great income. That's $24,000 for one person you find going door to door. So I don't know why people aren't doing this. If you did one of those a month, you're making $250,000 a year, $250,000 a year to find one person per month. I think a blind squirrel could find that nut. I honestly do. So make sure you're that person that's out hunting and tracking things down. And I'd love to look forward to building up what you guys are doing and help you guys grow. Quan, I'd love to chat with you more to help you get to the next level in your real estate business. But anyway, shout out to me, you guys, if you have any questions. I appreciate you being on the live stream today. and look forward to chatting with you more in the future. Have a great day, guys, and get out and get those 50 contacts a day and text me and let me know how you did. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.